Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. I hope you're having a good day. I promised you I would make a couple videos on adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So if you're having a little bit of trouble with that, or if you missed a couple of days, here we go. So very first thing we did with adding mixed numbers is I wanted to just show a simple example of what happens when you have a whole number and a fraction. A lot of people overthink this one. This is just 8 combined with 2/3. And together that equals 8 and 2/3. It's as simple as that. And this is important for later on. So you'll want to make note of this because this comes into play later on. Now let's get into a little more challenging question. So typical mixed number question, we have 4 and 2/5 plus 3 and 1/10. And just like we did when we were just adding fractions, I'm going to pick part of my page. I'm going to divide it into scrap or mental math. And we use this area to find our lowest common denominator. But a lot of you will do that by mental math, especially in grade 8. Well, your two denominators are 5 and 10. So I've got 5, I've got 10. I'm going to skip count. 5, 10, 15. 10, and my LCD is equal to 10. So what I want to do now is I want to write both fractions with denominator 10, like so. And then I use my equivalent fractions. Make sure this is the work you need to show. When I get you to do a hand-in or a test on this, I'll want to see it done like this. So don't take shortcuts, please. 5 times 2 gives 10. 2 times 2 gives 4. And 1 over 10 stays the same. Total those up. 4 and 3 make 7. 4 and 1 make 5 out of 10. And we always need to put fractions in lowest terms, so we will divide the numerator and denominator by 5. And that gives us 7.5. This work I have to see. This work can be done on scrap paper, or a lot of you will do it with mental math. Let's look at another question. So we'll get a little bit trickier now. We have the fractions 6 and 5 over 8. And we will add on 3 and 5 over 6. And they have different denominators. So first thing I want to do is make an area for scrap work or mental math. So we'll divide that up there and we'll do scrap or mental. And we'll take our denominator 8 and 6 and we'll start skip counting. 8, 16, 24, 6, 12, 18, 24. So your lowest common denominator is equal to 24. So that part, if you can get that by mental math, that's great. Now, write both fractions with denominator 24. 8 times 3 is 24. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 is 20. We're going to total up these fractions now. 6 and 3 makes 9. 15 and 20 make 35 over 24. Now you'll notice here we have an improper fraction. We can't leave it like that. So if you want to do this by mental math, you can. I'm going to go over to the mental math scrap area. 35 over 24 converts into a mixed number. 24 goes into 35 one time, remainder 11 out of 24. So what you want to do is take that improper fraction and make it into a mixed number. You'll write 9 plus 1 and 11 over 24. And then we learned from the very first question that all you need to do is combine the whole numbers and you get 10 and 11 over 24 for your answer. So everything right here you need to show me in your notebook, whereas all this stuff might be done by mental math. Okay? So don't take shortcuts. The last question. What happens if we have 3 fractions? 7 and 1/5 plus 8 and 3/4. And then 1 and 3/10. Well, it's the exact same thing except we have 3 fractions. We'll start off with scrap paper or mental math. Okay, and our denominators are 5, 4, 10. Well, I can skip count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. I can skip count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I can skip count by 10s, 10, 20. And all of those lead us to the lowest common denominator of 20. And again, all this work could be done by scrap paper or mental math. Move it on over to here now and write all the fractions with their lowest common denominator. Five times 4 is 20. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. 10 times 2 is 20. 3 times 2 is 6. Add up those fractions. 7, 8, and 1 make 16. And 4 plus 15 is 19, plus 6 is 25. So we're going to get 25 over 20. Now, once again, we're left with an improper fraction. 25 over 20 that I'm going to convert with mental math or on scrap paper. So I know 20 goes into 25 one time, remainder 5 over 20, and then I can reduce this by dividing by 5, and I'll get 1 and 1 over 4. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to rewrite this as 16 plus 1 and 1 over 4, and my final answer will be 17 and 1 over 4. So that's a rundown of how to add fractions, and that'll help you with the worksheet about Italian insects. What I'm going to do in my next video is do the review of subtracting fractions or mixed numbers. So hope that helps. Watch out for the next video. Trust me, I'm flexing right now. Enjoy this good weather, but also do your math homework. Flexing Teacher Weber out.